Hi, I'm Joni Patry and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about a specific nakshatra that I find very meaningful in people's charts. And it usually tells volumes about their life, their history, and experiences. And that particular nakshatra is called Shatabishak. And that particular nakshatra is called the 100 Healers. And what does that mean? Well, to me, whenever I see people with this nakshatra strong, it generally has something to do with that either they will be involved with health and healing themselves, but most of the time it deals with hard to cure diseases. So I find that people with this nakshatra strong usually have either in their own lives, and many times it is their own life, but many times it's people around them. So people in their family have these hard to cure diseases. And when I think of hard to cure diseases, I usually think of problems, mental diseases such as addictions. Shatabishak is a nakshatra that many times, not always, but it can deal with addictions. And when I see this nakshatra really strong, I wonder if it's them or if it's a family member that has these really intense problems with addictions. And 9 times out of 10, I find this to be true. So what it deals with is if it is surrounding them in their family, they feel the need to get into health and healing diseases. This will become their main focal point because they want to cure and help people around them. So this is going to be their mission, to help people on some respect, particularly those that have these major issues with disease. It could be cancer, it could be anything, but many times one of the hardest to cure diseases is addictions. We have not that much information still on the brain, and we cannot figure out cures. So there are many psychological ways, and this has a lot to do with this nakshatra as well. Now, Shatabishak is also called the Sky Watcher, and people that have this nakshatra strong are fascinated with the sky in terms of the stars, everything, outer space. They will be into astrology. They will be into astronomy, or even into aliens. What is beyond, outside, in space? This is an intense fascination for people with this nakshatra. But going back to, well, let me just tell you where this nakshatra resides. It is in Aquarius, the center of Aquarius, from 6 degrees 40 minutes to 20 minutes of Aquarius, or 20 degrees of Aquarius. So 6 degrees 40 minutes to 20 degrees of Aquarius. So it's right smack dab in the middle of Aquarius. So look to see if you have any planets there. But I want to show you a chart of someone that has their moon in this nakshatra conjunct Rahu, which means it is very, very magnified. And yes, this person had problems with addiction. This is the chart of Robin Williams, who unfortunately we know so sadly committed suicide, but was such a well-known actor, comedian, but he just couldn't. Well, he did for a long time tackle his addictions, but you know, in the end, something overtook, and it was his depression. See, and that is a hard to cure disease as well. It's mental depression. So look at Robin Williams' chart. He has his moon in the nakshatra Shatabishak, and it is conjunct Rahu. Remember, Rahu with planets magnifies things all the more, makes it so much more intense. But with the moon being the mind and our emotions, this would make for someone to be over the top intense with their emotions or minds or feelings. And I have to say, look, it's in his 4th house. It represents his soul. It represents our sense of security. which with the moon Rahu here, it's usually threatened. And probably this all initiated with the intensity and problems with the mother, because the moon is the mother, and Rahu being with the moon makes the mother, you know, very, very intense. And in the 4th house, this is a double whammy. So looking at that, of course, you know, whenever we have a moon conjunct Rahu, always consider this. That means it puts Ketu in the 7th house from the moon. So usually people that have either Rahu or Ketu conjunct the moon are going to have problems with relationships to some level. Why? Because if you have Rahu with the moon, then Ketu's in the 7th house from the moon. But if you have Ketu with the moon, then that throws Rahu in the 7th house from the moon. So there's going to be issues that need to be worked out within relationships, and Robin had his fair share of that going on. So with his chart, even his ascendant ruler, which is Venus, which Venus is his chart ruler because it rules Libra, it goes to his 10th house, and it is with Ketu, and it throws all this energy across the chart back to his moon. So here's another thing about this nakshatra. Because it's ruled by Rahu, when you have the moon in Shatabishak, this nakshatra, then the moon's ruled by nakshatra dispositor rulership. It's ruled by Rahu, because Rahu rules Shatabishak. So that's another reason why this nakshatra can be so intense. It is. But I just wanted you to get a sense and a feel that this nakshatra can deal with very hard to cure diseases. And ultimately, people become involved in some form of healing, such as Robin Williams. He did get into programs for his addictions. And, you know, rehab centers, he did, you know, get over this for the time being. He struggled with it, but, you know, he had some good times and some bad times struggling with this extreme mental issue. But I do want you to be aware, this is called the 100 Healers, and it deals with the Sky Watcher. And many times I have people who come to me for astrology readings that have this nakshatra strong because they are so interested in astrology. And it is about healing and being fascinated and interested in the heavens and the stars. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information on me, if you would like a consultation, you can always go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Or if you would like to study Vedic astrology, take this to the next level, you can go to my university website, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. And I want to inform everyone we have a new class starting up, beginning Vedic astrology with webinars that are going to start in January 14th of 2020. So with that, I'd like to close. Thank you.